Hobbit Hole, brought to you live from Bob Cajun. In the Hobbit Hole, you have your hosts, Terry Wigmore and Jim Sampson. Welcome to this exhilarating and thrilling podcast. Take it away, Terry.
I hope you're not overdriving the snot out of your channel while you scream like that.
Looks like I have when I look at it.
It looks like you have, so I don't know what quality will come out. But
you want to stop it and do it again?
No, let's let it go. Let it flow like the sands of time. So,
I love
that was Jim's imitation of his experience at the, what do they call the rink now? It's not the A-Crack.
No, the Scotia Bank rink.
Scotia Bank rink.
Arena.
Okay. There you go. That was Jim's imitation of the Leaf
And from the restaurant,
game.
we walked underground all the way there.
Wow, so weather did not interfere with you.
No, not underground.
Isn't that interesting?
Going to the restaurant was cold.
Oh, the restaurant?
Yeah, we went to a restaurant on King Street before, King and Adelaide area. It was a beautiful restaurant, fine. I forget what it's called, but Christina will remember because it's expensive.
Interesting. Oh, be that as it may. The Jim voice on the introduction is his Maple Leaf broadcasting voice.
I was trying to just do that live from Bob Cajun. No, live in the Hobbit Hole.
I was trying to manipulate my little dusk lamp to show you my light show that would go with the flashing lights on the ice rink and carry that metaphor all the way through.
All that does is just show that we have a budget.
We have a budget. We have a desk lamp for special effects. And we use our voices to do our own, like you have that alien voice that you're always doing. That
I don't do
I can't. Yes, you do.
You did a very good job with that.
With the one just now?
No, just whatever that voice was.
I don't know what it was. We're going to talk still about, this is inauguration. I'm going to call it week. It seems like somebody said it's 4 days. And it's felt like 84.
We witnessed the
We've aged
Coronation inauguration.
Right. So let's go back to some of the specifics and things that I found odd. And I won't even start, although this was odd. And he's not alone in doing this. It's been done before, so it's not unprecedented. But keeping his hand at his side while raising his right hand, where's your left hand supposed to be?
He did not put it on the Bible.
Never swear on a stack of Bibles. And everybody that I read in social media were saying, so many of these, not everybody, but many, many people were saying on social media, he was afraid the Bibles would erupt into flame. And then give himself away. He's Satan. Everybody knows that.
A footnote, by the way, Obama had to be resworn in after the fact.
Yes. Did you read about
because
that?
Because they misspelled his name.
Chief Justice Roberts did not recite the correct words.
Oh, yeah, so they had to redo it. That's how they took it. I'll lay money.
They took it very seriously.
I'll lay money. They don't redo this swearing in. Trump will just say, forget
the stack of Bible. Besides, it's my Bible. It's made in China, and I don't care.
Yeah, and you can get one, too.
And I can hold it upside down?
You can have one, too, for $69.
Whoa. Trump and his... Yeah, we'll get to other things that are a little problematic. But starting off with, how about the show moving inside?
I believe the show moving inside, and people will argue till the cows come home, but it was only 4 degrees Celsius. Obama's was colder. The reason it was moved inside is because of now no one can say the crowds and measure the crowds. So that's why, in my opinion. Is that part
of your theme of rewriting history?
If he thought he was going to have more crowds than anybody else on the face of the earth, he would have let the people freeze. He would have let them freeze and have it outside. He's not a man that, he doesn't strike me as a man that cares about anybody.
No, but himself.
Let alone a strange crowd that was foolish enough to root him on.
And bought tickets for the inauguration only to see that they weren't going to be invited.
But that's what the problem is. Let's say you have 500,000 tickets available and you only have 80,000. 80,000 in that area is not going to look very good. So at the last minute, 3 days before, change the venue. And that's my honest belief. I think that's exactly what happened. We can find out in the future whenever his reign ends.
The reign of terror.
Maybe someone will come forward and say, yes, I was a part of the absolute hellish planning system, because you got to remember they had to organize that, and hats off to the planners that took that event outside and inside and had 3 days to do it. That was amazing.
It was quite an
Yeah.
accomplishment. I'm wondering about the parallels between the French Revolution and Robespierre, which was the reign of terror, and Trump and his reign of terror. Is there a parallel to be had there? I haven't seen anything written about that. I'll bring you another analogy that people are using now, and I'll say it from my own experience, having watched Gladiator 2. A lot of parallels in the dialogue of Gladiator 2 and the plot, characters and plot, to what's happening in America right now.
I think there's going to be a lot more of those kind of things kind of hidden in Hollywood. But we got to remember now, Trump has designated Hollywood ambassadors.
Yes, did you see who made
Yeah.
the list?
Yeah.
My favorite character to loathe. I used to like John Voight until he gave that speech in 2016 as a preamble, a warm-up to Trump's, not Armageddon, what word did he use? American apocalypse or American carnage? That was the word, carnage.
Mel Gibson, I think more than his religious.
He's got a
fervor.
film coming out, and I think that's why he's been chosen.
Well, I don't.
Chosen.
Again, I don't think Trump could care less about.
No. So somebody's
the Lord.
whispered in his ear?
No, he's known for not liking Jews. Hollywood. Let's make somebody who
Despite his son-in-law.
Hollywood doesn't like. Let's put him as someone to keep an eye on Hollywood.
Who's the third one? Weren't there
And
three
who
or
was
are there
the third
four?
one?
Third one is...
Somebody we know. It's
Yes,
known-
Rambo.
Is it Sylvester Stallone? Yes. So I don't know the connection there other than Macho Man. Let's keep this American. Let's keep this all positive going forward. And
All positive. Each one of those guys have been in action films that are apocalyptic.
Yeah.
From Mel Gibson's
but maybe
Apocalyptico.
maybe they're the three horsemen, Terry.
They could be,
Yeah,
Jim.
yeah,
Could be. Now,
yeah.
which one? I thought there were four horsemen. Are there only three now?
Well,
Did one drop off?
okay, maybe you get. Well, maybe a fourth. Maybe a fourth is coming.
Maybe. Okay, so that's kind of interesting to me, is that all of this analogies that are out there and about to talk about how we understand this. Remember when 2015 and he was coming down the escalator before his 2016 victory? I got the book by Madeleine Albright called Fascism, and everything she warned us about, because she lived through it in Germany, has come true in America.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so the book I would recommend, if you haven't seen it, you want to see a bit of prophecy. It's not prophecy when it's history. It's just reading history and knowing it can happen again if you don't keep it from happening.
Well, look what he's done.
Oh my
What
God.
did Hitler
Okay.
do? Picked an enemy and then convinced the people they were enemies. Trump has done the exact same thing. The enemy is Mexico, allowing others in and them in.
Criminals and rapists.
Criminals, rapists, everything.
Murderers. I
The
think the three terms you use.
mega, highly testosteroned men of the mega movement, who absolutely,
Alpha.
some of their leaders have no regrets of people dying at the January 6th,
Yep. J6.
calling it was peaceful and everything else. It was a riot. It was a takeover. And Trump pardoning all of them.
1,500.
That tells you, listen, my American friends, Trump wanted to overthrow America. He's going to try it again. Hear the warning.
Try it. I think he's
The Hobbit Hole Prophet.
Hobbit Hole Prophet. I like that. Is that going to be a new song on the next Jim Sampson?
No, but I am going to write one about the Coronation Inauguration.
Okay, but didn't you sort of cover that with Prophets, Priests, and Kings?
I covered a lot in Prophets, Priests, and Poets. I'm afraid to listen to the song myself.
Why did I say Prophets, Priests, and Kings? It is poets.
Prophets,
right.
Priests, and Poets.
Okay, I'm going to throw this one out there. Do you know when... You know about all the death camps that Hitler had built. Did you know when the first one was built?
No.
1933. Do you know when 33 is? When he became chancellor. He won
Really,
an
eh?
election. Trump won an election. The first camp built in 1933.
That's called Hitler. I can understand you mixing the two up, but
Sorry, which one?
Hitler built the
No,
camp.
Trump has his own. It's
Oh
coming.
no, I was saying that the other day to somebody. I said, "Oh yes, there's going to be internment camps.
Yes.
Absolutely, internment camps. Number one, Texas is already haven't they given up a few 100,000 acres?
Yeah, Texas or Arizona, I forget where that.
I forget where it was. You can have it,
1,000
Mr.
acres or
President,
something,
to
yeah.
intern them. They're going to be interned,
Yep.
and it's like that.
It's already begun. The immigrant workers in the farms in California are not showing up to do the work out of fear.
Yeah.
Ice.
Well, not only that, they did something today. I didn't have a time to really listen to it, but now concerning anybody in association with the DEI, the Department of Equity and Inclusion.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah, diversity, equity, and if you've got any link with that and you're hiding it, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
That is like a Nazism. We're coming for you. Remember, they'd go in and just raid the offices, unchecked, just raid, and that's what he's setting things up to. He will command with his arms stretched out, go into here and take them.
So here, you and I, we were not part of World War II. Our parents were, but we lived through the attempt to rebuild Europe. After that, we were part of the Marshall Plan generation, where the U.S. and all the allies tried to fly in goods into Berlin when the city itself was divided between Russians and Americans and French and English sections of the city. So we've seen in our lifetime that kind of stuff. We've seen trying to put it all back together in the aftermath. Will it be the same after Trump 2.0? I'm saying after, not really convinced that there will be.
Oh, I'm not convinced it's over in 4 years.
Okay.
But I mean, eventually he's going to pass away, as everybody will.
Yes. So then how do you hand over the keys to the kingdom? How do you do that?
Well, that very tall, dark, handsome Baron.
You think Baron's going to get the keys
Well,
to
he's the one
kingdom?
that keep the kingdom going longer.
Well, he's the one who's involved in tech, apparently.
And the first and the lady, the first lady, which would be the queen.
Melania?
She's the one that's the mother of Baron.
Yes. I said Spilania because the new cryptocurrency is $sign Melania, which we call Smelania. So anyway, I'll get back to the cryptocurrency.
Don't laugh at Trump and Melania about that. They made money. They instantly made money.
Yes.
It's everybody else
It's dropped 70%.
Well, everybody else lost.
Yes, everybody else.
There was one guy defending it who had lost $200,000.
Well, don't be started.
200,000.
Crypto.
200,000.
Another sign of the devil. Bye-bye for
How come we're not listening to the end here? How come I can't hear it?
I don't know what you're saying, my friend, but we're signing out.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.